The film opens with two brothers, Doug and Jai, exiting their residence and engaging in a conversation regarding the upcoming party hosted by the affluent Lloyd Abbott. Abbott, known for his lavish gatherings, has three daughters, Alice, Pam, and Eleanor. Doug remarks on the stark differences between himself and his brother Jacey, noting that despite residing under the same roof, they are worlds apart. Jacey harbors an intense fascination with the Abbott family. Set in 1957 in Haley, Illinois, Doug reluctantly prepares for the party, donning artificial sideburns despite his lack of enthusiasm. Jai, observing Doug's attire, becomes infuriated. He implores their mother to intervene, but she advises Jai to let Doug attend the party. Despite Jai's ire, he heads to the event alone. Upon arrival, Doug finds himself relegated to the sidelines at the bar as Jai takes to the dance floor with Eleanor Abbott. Jai shoots Doug a disdainful glance, urging him to vacate the premises. As Jai continues dancing, Doug is left to fend for himself. Meanwhile, Pam, the youngest Abbott daughter, strikes up a conversation with Doug, revealing that Alice's impending marriage to a wealthy man named Peter is merely an act of obedience to her parents, devoid of genuine interest. It's revealed that Alice's impending marriage is arranged due to her being 2 months pregnant, a fact shared by Pam, who feels overshadowed by her sisters, yet is beginning to explore her own identity. Heartbroken by Eleanor's apparent involvement with another man, Jai confides in Doug during a drive, revealing that their family's financial struggles stem from their mother relinquishing a patent to Lloyd Abbott after their father's death, which ultimately made Abbott wealthy. Doug is skeptical of this revelation, but is later confronted by Eleanor in the garage, who congratulates Jai on his acceptance to Pennsylvania University and asserts that she's no longer involved with the other man. Pam interrupts, urging Eleanor to leave as their father disapproves of her relationship with Jai. Meanwhile, Doug, intending to attend a party, returns home only to find Jai and Eleanor in a compromising position, prompting Jai to flee town for college, much to Doug's relief. Later, Doug encounters Eleanor at the library and awkwardly attempts to observe her, but she catches him in the act, leading to his hasty departure. Pam invites Doug for a drive, hoping for a date, but he declines, more interested in Eleanor. Conversely, Jai, now in college, emulates the extravagant parties of the Abbotts, effortlessly charming girls. One evening, Doug informs his mother of a date and heads to the Abbotts, where he's met by Pam, who's babysitting Alice's daughter. Learning of Doug's true intentions, Pam initially refuses him entry but relents when she's called away to tend to the crying baby, allowing Doug to spend time in the house. Alone with Pam, Doug starts to draw closer to her, but his mind keeps wandering to thoughts of Eleanor, almost as if he's imagining her presence. Uncomfortable with Doug's rapid intimacy, Pam rushes upstairs with Doug following suit. Just then, Alice, her husband, and their parents arrive, prompting Pam to urge Doug to hide. He makes a swift exit by jumping down from the outer wall, just as Peter and Alice engage in a heated argument inside. After a few days, Jai returns and Eleanor eagerly greets him. They begin a relationship, but when Lloyd Abbott discovers them sleeping together, he intervenes, forbidding them from seeing each other and taking Eleanor home. Eleanor later confronts her parents, demanding that they make Jai stop seeing her. When her mother refuses, Eleanor angrily drives away, only for Mr. Abbott to send her away from town. Days later, Pam invites Doug to her birthday party upon seeing him return from college. Initially hesitant, Doug eventually agrees to consider attending. However, Jai dampens Doug's mood by suggesting he should avoid the Abbotts' party, insinuating that girls like Eleanor manipulate boys like him to escape their families. Jai further stirs up distress by revealing a shocking family secret. Their mother had an affair with Mr. Abbott after their father's death, leading her to hand over the patent, which deeply disturbs Doug. Despite his reservations, Doug attends the party, where Pam greets him joyfully and they begin to dance. With a somber expression, Doug inquires about Eleanor, having heard she's pregnant and was sent away by Mr. Abbott. Pam denies the rumor. However, when another man asks Pam to dance, Doug's anger boils over, and he punches him before storming out. Back home, Doug's restlessness persists, and he spends the winter isolating himself, playing table tennis with his brother. He becomes increasingly convinced that his mother is unwell, adding to his emotional turmoil. During Christmas, her mother expresses her wish for Jai to be present to lift her spirits. Doug suggests they share a beer together. Curious about their mother's solitude since their father's passing, Doug asks her why she chose to remain alone. She reveals that she was involved with another man for 8 years but couldn't marry him as she couldn't love him the same way she loved their father. She believes true love is unconditional. Doug pursues a scenic design course at the University of Pennsylvania, fully funded. At their graduation, Alice, accompanied by her baby, sits in the audience. Jai follows her out, and after the ceremony, Lloyd Abbott congratulates Doug's mother, prompting discomfort. Back home, Jai expresses resentment towards Doug shadowing him at Penn, leading to a fight until their mother intervenes by spraying water and assigning them to repair the shed they damaged. News spreads of Alice Abbott's impending divorce from Peter. Seeing Alice at a restaurant, Doug insists she join his party at River Point, attempting to charm her. Jai sees Alice's divorce as an opportunity for himself. Meanwhile, Doug and his mother encounter Pam stranded on the roadside, prompting Doug's reluctant assistance. Despite Doug's silence, Pam senses something amiss and expresses regret if her family's wealth is a barrier. For the first time, Doug looks at Pam as herself, not as an Abbott. On the riverside, Alice finds herself alone until Jai arrives, subtly suggesting they could be together now that she's divorcing. Despite initial hesitation, she agrees to spend time with him. Meanwhile, Doug confesses to Pam that he made a bet and sold his patent, leading to his drowning in the lake on his way home. They share childhood stories, and Doug compliments Pam for the first time. Pam reciprocates by writing "I love you" on his hand. Jai and Alice go to a movie where she implores him to keep their relationship hidden. While Pam spends time with Doug, she refrains from intimacy, preferring to take things slowly to avoid emulating her sister's mistakes. Their moment is interrupted when Jai enters with Alice, causing Pam to flee in tears, realizing the potential hurt Alice might endure. Concerned about Jai's influence, Doug tries to dissuade Pam from leaving, but she drives away nonetheless. Their mother learns that Jai plans to bring Alice home and forbids it. Despite Jai's assurance of marriage, she doubts the stability of such an impulsive decision from a woman with a child. When Jai proposes to Alice, she declines and rushes home. The next day, Pam informs Jai that Alice is waiting for him at their house. At the boathouse, Alice refuses to engage in conversation with Doug. Instead, Jai encounters Mr. Abbott, who humiliates him. Enraged, Jai returns home only to be rejected by Alice. Pam visits Doug at his workplace to announce they should cease seeing each other. Distressed by these events, Doug confides in his mother, who explains that Jai's behavior stems from their father's death when Jai was only 2 years old, with Doug arriving a month later. Overwhelmed with work, she unintentionally neglected Jai, leading to his struggles. She reveals the strained relationship between their family and the Abbotts, tracing back to their father losing his patent in a bet for a car. Mr. Abbott, burdened by guilt, began visiting her, resulting in public confrontation when Mrs. Abbott discovered their relationship. Doug is devastated by his mother's revelations, empathizing deeply with her loneliness. Seeing Pam at the university, he invites her to his room after she arrives drunk, where she sleeps peacefully. On another occasion, she apologizes for her previous behavior but rejects Doug's advances, citing their complicated situation. During summer break, Pam arrives at their home, prompting mockery from Jai. Understanding Pam's reluctance to see him, Doug is overcome with emotion and leaves without a word. Jai later attempts to reconcile with him. Overwhelmed by guilt, Doug admits to Jai that he took advantage of Pam while she was intoxicated, regretting the consequences of his actions. Furious at Jai for ruining Pam's life, Doug punches him before leaving. Despite searching for Pam, Doug cannot locate her at her college or home. Meanwhile, their mother's health deteriorates due to overwork, and she passes away without disclosing her illness to anyone. While waiting at the airport, Doug encounters Eleanor, who informs him of their mother's passing. Before leaving, Jai discovers a letter revealing the truth about their father's patent loss and their mother's innocence in her relationship with Mr. Abbott. Despite this revelation, Jai remains lost in his grief. After their mother's funeral, Alice remarries Peter, adopting their lavish lifestyle. Doug confronts Mr. Abbott, who confesses his love for Doug's mother, but acknowledges her lack of encouragement towards him. When Doug inquires about Pam, Mr. Abbott provides her whereabouts. Doug finds Pam working at a dress shop and expresses his love for her, despite the challenges they face. Overcoming their doubts, they embrace, and Doug proposes, leading to their marriage. They name their daughter Helen after Doug's mother, concluding the movie. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you won't miss any future videos.